Welcome back to the Build the Enterprise-D from Fanhome. Part Works Kit. Working out of book 29. Getting ever so close to finishing this build. We're going to knock out, it's a pretty small pack, so we'll see how long this vid is. Last pack in this box, in this book, going to be pack 114. Be working on the nacelle. And looks like we got a panel for that battery that we have sitting in the saucer section. Thanks for joining me on this little adventure. Okay, yeah, this one shouldn't be too bad. A little bit fiddly there. Okay, I thought what I would do, I'm filming this on a Sunday right before lunch. I just did the live stream church service. I didn't actually go. This morning my son got picked up early by his mom. So, just me right now. Rainy, overcast. Right now the rain stopped, so it was a little misty, I guess, this morning, foggy. If it dries up enough, I might get out on the bike. Might get out on the Bear 650 for a little rip around the neighborhood at least. Hopefully weather holds up, although I mean it has been good to get rain, so don't want to dox that, but we're supposed to get rain tomorrow too. I will say, talking about that, I will say I just found a comment. So if any of your comments, if they don't show up after you post them, post another comment saying previous comment disappeared or something like that. That way I can go look in the YouTube spam filter, held folder or whatever, because sometimes they get caught in there. And I don't know why. Maybe it's like a trigger word for their algorithm is doing it. Let me sort these parts out. Because I just found one from Salty Shellback that he posted like probably 3 weeks ago or whatever. I think I just was talking about getting my bike and kind of refreshing myself on the basics. And he gave me some advice that I would have. I wish I had seen the comment earlier, but I pretty much was doing what he advised. So, found that today in the held folder. Let me get this tray down. First step, I'm just going to set these, actually I'm going to set this over here. First step, we got a lot of nesting doll situation with these lenses, right? And as we go along, I think I'm going to pull a page out of Captain D Nozzle's book and read off the comments from the previous vid. Since I had that comment issue, I've responded to everything. I try to respond to everything if I can, within reason. Sometimes I miss stuff from, if you're commenting on a vid from like 20 years ago, some people will go back and, not 20 years ago, but like 10 years ago or whatever, and start just rewatching videos, which is great. But I may miss, if you're commenting there, I may miss that. I appreciate comments down there too, but I try to at least stay, when a vid is current, try to stay up with responding, or at least hearting, because sometimes I don't know if I'm being trolled. I think half the time I am. That's fine. Trolls need love too. Nesting doll situation. So we got this going on with our lenses for the nacelle. So it looks like we're going to nest all these in like that. I mean, how bizarre is that design? Get a little bit of light over here. Alright, comment section. First up, Ronnie's Game says first. That's my brother. Go check out his channel. I don't know if I'm going to read all the sub comments. I said epic, and he said he likes to watch me put screws in the screw covers. Who doesn't? You know, who doesn't? Okay, now we're going to grab this bottom part, just the bottom or top part of the nacelle, I don't know. Starboard nacelle upper build, okay. We got our bulb here. We got to slot it in. We got to slot it into this hole right there. And this is going to be to the side for now. So we push that in. And it does seat in there pretty nice and firm. I like that. And then we got to get this little bracket piece here. Reflector cover. We're going to push it into position at the rear of the Bussard collector assembly, as shown. So notch up like that. Hopefully you can kind of see that, what's going on there. Turn the page. We're going to rest the Bussard collector assembly in the starboard nacelle upper build as shown. Okay, so we got a lot of cable, or a lot of cable slack. We're just going to kind of roll that back. And this goes, how far up does this go? How far up does this go? I think it goes right here. It just sits in there. Guess I'll tuck this wiring under this skeletal structure. Ooh, trying to dip that out. Okay, I think that'll work. Alright, it's sitting in there. I'm going to get you down to kind of look inside here. You can take a peek. Ooh, I got this camera, this post on this tripod. That thing was about to fall off. What's going on here? Can't get it lowered back in. What has happened? There we go. I had exceeded its limits, so we got lucky. Alright, so you can kind of see how that's sitting in there. Like that. It's just sitting in there. What I'm going to do for lunch here in a minute. Post up what you're having for lunch on today. I want to know. I want to know what you were having. Alright, we're going to grab our what is it saying? I'll need to bend the nacelle light strip bulb causing to fit in the lower frame correctly. What? Oh. Okay. So we're getting our, let me raise you up again. We're getting our skeletal structure from the upper portion of the nacelle. The nacelle. And this bulb back here on the back side is going to fit into there, and it looks like we got to bend the pigtail kind of 90'd up over this skeletal structure. That's what I'm seeing. Or does it go underneath it? It goes underneath it. Bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre. Okay, so we're going to tuck it under here first, and then what the best way to do this is fold it first or second. I'm going to try to give it a little 90. Give it a little 90 like that. See if that'll work. Have to be bent even more. I don't understand this process. but why would you design something like that? I've got to squeeze this thing into this round part to capture it. I'm having difficulty getting it started. Getting it into the hole. Okay, what is going on? Let's fold it some more. You know what, I'm going to try to just get it started first and tuck the cabling under if I can. So I've got to get it lined up with this hole first. And squished in there. Man, it's been so long since I did the other side. Oh, I got it in. Now I need to rotate it. Gotta put some spin on it. Maybe push it in a little deeper. Yeah, there we go. That is just a stressful bend. This is what I've wound up doing here. I mean, just a stressful bend to me. I would not have designed it that way, but that's what they did. We got it done. We got it done. Next comment, I posted a link to, I pinned a link to Crash Test Goat 2 channel. Salty says he used to live next to him in the same town. I said, yeah, I've driven through Houston. I have some relatives spread out down there, which I do. I'm from Texas originally. So I still have relatives that I rarely talk to. So everyone's moved, you know, I got cousins, aunts, things like that that have kind of down around that area. Got a nephew down there. Need to visit sometime. You know what? I think I just completely did this wrong, actually. Now that I'm looking at this, I did this completely wrong. Now I've got to take this bulb out. Why would they tell me to do that? No, that's right. Is that right? It just feels wrong. I gotta bring the two long nacelle builds together, threading the cable for the nacelle light strip through. And we're gonna use 8 DP screws. I guess I did it right. Okay. No, just look. No, this is wrong. This is effing wrong. This makes 0 sense. I did what they said. So we have it oriented. Well, I have it on the left side instead of the right side, but same Duke. So this part is upside down. I've dipped it under and placed it in according to the build tip. But now I'm supposed to flip this over onto it. The cable is going to be on top now. I think oh, that's where I effed up. Mother effer. So I put my cable under there, and it's supposed to go over and then under. So I've got to take this bulb out. So I did it wrong. See that? I mean, what kind of dumbass design is this? Or does that even matter? Yeah, it's probably gonna matter. Fudge, I gotta push this bulb back out. Oh, it came out okay. Okay, so my bend is okay. I just had to get this back out. Come on. Alright. So this has to go under. No, wait. This goes over. Goes over and then under. And then in the hole. Over, under, in the hole. So I need a Karma Suture book for this build. What the heck's going on? This is like a yeah, that just looks like unnecessary way to do this cabling. Alright, that's in now. So now we are correct. I don't even know if you even saw that on camera. But as you're building this, over, under, in the hole, flip it over. Guess you spit on it first. Okay, now I got to make sure this power cable is routed through. They want it through here, I do believe, and I'll double check that. That's what it looks like to me. Now we get our DPs. DP screws. Let me get those out. Those are going to be ready. Next comment was El Tinda saying, hey. I think I said hey back, or hello there. Alright, so this is going to nest down on there. That goes down in there. Yeah, that is clicked in. Like Flynn. We're in like Flynn. That looks like it is gonna be okay there. Make sure everything is nesting down proper. It does appear it is. So now we're gonna DP it up. These are P for plastic, so don't over tighten. I'm gonna try to put a couple in this back side because it is kind of flexing up for whatever reason. Snug them down, don't over tighten and crack anything. It does say this is meant to be flexible, which is, oh, you didn't even see that. I'll put a screw there. Put one back here. You know, and just snug it down, don't over tighten. We're going to put some more in. I wish when they were sending these parts out that, you know, I built this part of the nacelle in stages too. They kind of spread it out. So this nacelle. I don't think I got do I have batteries in there? I don't know if I do or not. I wish they'd have done them kind of together, like have us build these sub-assemblies all at once type of thing. Granted, they're spacing out kits, but like I have forgotten everything I did with the first nacelle, and now that I'm on this nacelle, it's like having to relearn the steps again. I probably made the exact same mistake with the light, you know, on the first one. Anyway, that's not how this kit happened. Just trying to run these down to contact and not get super over tight with them. So I don't want them cracking. Plastic. And we'll have a metal piece that sandwiches on top of this too. But you want this to be secured in. Okay, That's seeming pretty good. So far so good. Another DP screw. I'm just kind of putting the pressure, light pressure down on it, make sure their pieces are sandwiched together and touching as I DP. Going back, making sure everything is snuggy puggy, but not over tight. Better safe than sorry. Alright, so I've got 2 more to go, I do believe. Almost lost that in there. Got a little shaky. Getting kind of hungry. That's cereal for breakfast. I used to love cereal, but now when I eat cereal, and I had frosted mini wheats, but it just feels like I'm just sugaring up my bloodstream. And as I get older, I don't think it appreciates that, but it tasted good. We'll see if RFK changes up our cereal diet that America was sold on. That is looking good. I'm going to give these just a little bit. Again, be careful you don't overdo it and crack these plastic subframe here, skeletal frame. Making sure there's no flexor movement there, that it's fully seated. That is. Alright. That part is done. We got a little more to do in this kit with this, getting this part on the saucer where the battery box is. So I'm hoping this, you know how I struggled in the last one to, had to redo the, unplug and reroute the wiring here. We still got this bulb, which I guess goes nowhere at this point. So I'm about to seal this up. I have no idea where this bulb is. Everything appears to have a light in it, so I don't know where I missed this extra bulb going, or if it's just there. So I don't see any place where it would be, which is crazy. It's just under there, hanging out. So I'm about to seal it up and not worry about it, I guess. I'm just going to tuck it under there. Which makes no sense at all that that's extra. Somewhere maybe I missed a step, but I don't see anywhere that needs lights. All these windows have them as I'm looking. So stop overthinking it, I guess. Alright, so we're going to use 2 BM screws. I got to pull the battery box out, flip it upside down, screw it in with some BM screws to this plate. Not liking that situation. I'm hoping I got enough slack. Okay, I do have enough slack. Okay, yeah, that was clutch, me having to, because all my wiring, on the previous video I kind of cut it out, but I said what I was doing, but all the wiring in this battery box, and I have it taped here to keep them from flexing and breaking off of the contact points like the previous boxes did. So I'm trying to avoid stress on them. But I trapped this wire underneath everything I was plugging into that power control board on this side underneath this plate. This was trapped under it, so I had to unplug those one at a time, reroute my wire where it was up above. If that makes sense. And now I have enough slack. Be aware. Alright, what's it say? BM. We got two. We gotta get two BM screws out. These are going into metal, so I think I'll probably go ahead and oil these. Dip the tips in the oil. Got the oil tray over here, pre-staged with a little oil in it. Load up my screwdriver, dip a tip in the oil. Dan Scourge! I think that's his favorite part. If it's not, I don't know where I got that from, honestly. I just feel like it was every time I dip the tip in the oil. I could be wrong. Yeah, that definitely is the technique. So it's cutting its own threads pretty smooth. Snug that guy up. Get my other one out. Another BM. Load it on the screwdriver. Dip the tip in the side of the threads, side of the shaft in the oil. And get it lined up there. Screw it down. This is a little awkward. I want that nice and secure too. Double check this side. See me shaking trying to hold this thing. Get it as tight as possible in there. Full insertion on those screws so it's held good. And there we go, top part of the battery box. Now I've got to rotate. I've already kind of cleared my spot down at the bottom. I gotta make sure this battery box sits in there without being hemmed up. Let me get that. Something is in the way. What is stopping it? Wire. There we go. There we go. Alright. Why is there a big ass gap there? I don't know. I'm sure there's a part here that's going to clean all this up though. But we are seated. Lights are working. So Ebomi, this is where your battery box is going to be for this one. And I have to screw this down with 6 FM screws. So let me get those out and ready. And yeah, we're going to be oiling those up too. Spill those out over here in this tray. This will be, I believe this may be the last step. So I do need to catch up on comments unless you want to read them at the end. We don't have very many. Ebomi, the legendary Ebomi. Looking good, Vern. Looking real good. I think Ernest, is that you? Because I think that's an Ernest P. Earl. If you remember back in the day, he was doing commercials before he got into those movies. That was his character, the Ernest character. And it was kind of like you were Vern. He was always messing with Vern, his buddy. So you were the camera was Vernon, you know. You were Vern. That makes sense. He was always selling, it was a drink. It was some type of, it wasn't Mountain Dew. It was something like that. I don't know if it was some type of soft drink. If you can remember, post up down below. I can't remember what Ernest was always selling, but he was different commercials. He'd wake up Vern in the middle of the night, you know. Man, that Ernest character was Pretty cool. Of course, he went on to save a lot of things. He saved Christmas. He saved Halloween. Ernest Goes to Camp. I mean, all those were fun. And I'm not getting this screw seated well. Got some trash in here that I should have undone first. This one is not seating in the right spot. So that screw is not seating properly. It'll have to come back out. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try to get another one seated up there. Maybe get the alignment right on it. I don't know. We're going to try one without the lube. We're going to go dry on one of these and see if we can figure out what's going on. Okay, that one is seating, or it's catching. You're going to see my hairy arms because I didn't lube this one, so I got to put a lot of down pressure in this. Okay, I think that one is solid. So I don't know what's going on with this one. I got to get it pulled out. Worthless. Where's my tweezers? Where are my real tweezers at? Dang. Dang! Things were going pretty smooth. Alright, maybe we'll deal with that one last. Let's get another screw. And dip the tip in the 3-in-1 oil. I'm going to try putting it up here. Let me get you down a little bit, different angle. How's that? There we go. See what we're dealing with here. That's fully seated. Well, we're at 32 minutes. It's going to be another long one. Another long video. These packs are deceiving. They look simple. Like, I'm going to knock this one out quick, and then you get to this stuff. It just takes a while. See, I thought I was done on that screw, and it has more to give. I hate this squeaky ass chair. Uncomfortable. Old computer chair. Whew. I'm going to have to take off my... Got a little sweatshirt on, but it's a short sleeve sweatshirt. I was kind of chilled this morning. Now I'm feeling hot and bothered. Trying to screw these in. And you can see, I'll wipe this off, but I got a little oil. I got oil on everything under here. You can hear the underside phaser rays crunching, and hopefully I'm not damaging those. Now we're just got to deal with this one. What's going on? I got to get that one out and see what's going on. Maybe try a different screw in there. See if I can't get it out. Oh, I can't get it out. Discard that one. Something's going on there. Look at his. Got some trash in there maybe. Which I don't know if I can clean out. Or maybe it was just the way it's lining up. I mean, luckily we got all those panels on. They're solid. Or all those screw holes on. Screws done. You know what I'm trying to say. Kind of discombobulated when things are going so smooth and then something hits me like that. Kind of messes up my zen, my chi. I'm going to get a fresh screw, dip the tip. Try it again. It's like something is there blocking it. Something's blocking this one. I don't know what. Something is blocking this. I gotta take this sweatshirt off. My glasses there. Oh, whew. That's better. Need something micro to try to jam in there. I need like a little pick, and I don't have any picks down here. I don't have any picks. Something is. Don't understand what's causing this problem. Rattly daddly. Huh. That one may not get a screw. We'll try again. But that one may not get a screw. This panel is held in good though. At least we got all the others in. And the lights are working still, so I haven't damaged anything with the battery box or cabling. But I just want that last screw done. Want that last screw done. So I'm going to try a fresh screw again. Should I go no lube? Now we're going to put a little bit of lube. And it may just be like it's off just a little bit. It's kind of what it feels like maybe. Oh. And there was some, I should have like, you saw there was some paint trash covering these holes on this panel. I should have cleaned that off first. I wasn't paying attention. It's like this. Whatever's happening here is preventing it from going in. Like nothing is happening. It's like a free spin. So I don't know if we're just not engaging with the post under there or if there wasn't a post. But that is just effing annoying. And it kind of sums up this build a little bit, like there's always something not quite right. Something smells in Tuna Town. Speaking of which, I need to get some tuna steaks out. Dang it, tuna sandwich sounds good right now too. What am I thinking? I'm hungry. I'm about to get hangry with this situation. Okay, that's got to come out because it's not going in. Nothing is happening. So that hole is not going to get one. It's going to be fine. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holding this thing in nice and snug. That's it, Ebomi. No warranty, no takebacks. I'm calling it right there because I cannot figure out what is blocking this situation, but something has happened underneath there and I'm not taking the panel back out. I will wipe up this extra oil. And it is in there good. I'm fine with that. That's just how it is. That one is done. This book is done. We'll look at the book and we'll read the rest of the comments if you want to hang out towards the last. If not, thanks for sticking with me through this ridiculous situation. Sometimes these videos go crazy. Rifle Air, the Klingon episode, Second Chances. This one is an episode that they were thinking about writing Will Riker out, I think. Killing him off, and they were going to bring this character is a duplicate version of Riker. He's living alone on a barren planet for the last 8 years. There was something happened. The transporter tries to beam him out of this complex, and it deflects. They can't get him, so they put another lock on him. Well, they finally get one to beam through, and they discontinue the lock, but it actually beamed a duplicate down. So there's the whole conundrum with transporters. In my mind, it's kind of killing you and reconstructing you. In the Star Trek universe, they claim it's the same person, but see, it's duplicated Riker. Something similar happened to Kirk, except it split him into evil and good, which was weird. But in this one, it's a complete duplicate of Riker, and so we have a version of him living on his own. I don't know how he didn't go crazy. He's a little off anyway, but for like 8 years, and they find him. So I think the original script, they were going to kill off the Riker character. Now this dude, who never ranked up, was going to kind of take his place. I'm glad they went a different route. And I think they contemplated killing off the duplicate Riker. Glad they didn't, though. They kind of allude to it, like he almost got killed off. But the Commander Riker saves him. He winds up going with his middle name. I think it's Tom or Thomas, right? Thomas Riker. And you never figure out what's going on with him till later on. He joins the Maquis, which is just, it was a waste of a character opportunity. I know. I kind of wish when he came, his beard should have been shaggy and everything, you know, unkempt. They could have put some prosthetic bearding on him, and maybe later he shaves it off and goes clean. I know it would have been difficult trying to keep continuity, because Jonathan Frakes just likes to have a beard. That's why he kind of pushed to have his character have one. But it would have been cool to set them apart that way. Have the duplicate come back on board and go back to how he was when he was younger, and shave it off and try to rehash his career. But that was kind of an interesting episode. Timescape, this was weird. Romulans apparently power their ships with a quantum singularity, or like a mini black hole, which is weird. Kind of messes with time. Decent. Ooh, man. This one, I don't remember this one. Is lore in this one? Synopsis says Data experiences first emotion at the same time as Enterprise encounters a new kind of Borg threat. Yeah, I think his evil brother Lore, like, finds a separated collective and kind of becomes their person that tells them what to do, because they don't have a queen. So he becomes like their king or whatever. Because they put that virus in, which made a lot of Borg individuals. The episodes with Lore is always interesting to me, because Lore is kind of that evil AI. We were just talking about that on Locked and Loaded. Continuing mission, whatever. So you get some behind the scenes stuff here in these books, which is cool. There's a lot in this one. Wow. I'm not going to go through all these. I got to rewatch. I'm going to have to rewatch from start to finish. When I finish this build, I think I'll do a rewatch. Look at that sweat on there. There you go, Ebomi, if I send these books to you. I'm going to have to rewatch start to beginning. Such a good series. I'm glad I gave it a chance. I was an original series fan. When these came out, I was like, they can't replace my crew. But but I watched them. I watched them all once through, and then kind of grew to appreciate the Next Generation more and more. I didn't like the Enterprise-D at first because the large saucer, but I really came to appreciate it. Like, this is a tough ship. Of course, it has plot armor, but I think the original Connie Enterprise, the Constitution class, was a tough ship. I think they were kind of built strong. They don't build them like that anymore, and they don't build them like this Ambassador class anymore either. That's why I was kind of like, when they did what they did in Generations and destroyed, they had the Enterprise weakened with they D-plot armored it so they could come up with a new version of the ship. I didn't like that. Why are they always trying to destroy our stuff? Why? Because they said the large saucer didn't fit well on the big screen in widescreen format. I think it would have. I think it looked good. Alright, that's it. I've rambled along. We've got 46 minutes of video, but you know what? Bonus round. Sorry. Comments from the last video. Let me catch up here. Old Army Vet says, I'm here watching. It looks good. Can't wait to see it finished. John Solar should make an appearance. I appreciate that, man. He said the Star Trek game was a commercial, so I guess when he watched it, it played a Star Trek game as a commercial. I love it. I don't get to pick any. I do monetize these because I barely get any chump change, but it helps me just do random stuff if I can. Oh, he said he enjoyed Adam on Tested. He just had Nerd Forge on for a build. I don't know which episode he's talking about, but I think I was referring to the Tested. I like watching Tested. Adam Savage, he was from Mythbusters. I like watching his Tested stuff, or his channel where he's doing stuff in the shop. But the Tomy, the guy from Tomy, came on with the Klingon K7. I think I mentioned that in the last one. I went ahead and backed it. They're trying to get me with got to have both versions, but no, I'm just doing the one version. That's just going to be a stretch for me to come up with that cash. Put it on the card. Once it gets charged, I'll pay the credit card off right away. So I'm setting back some cash for that now. Dave Ramsey would not approve of that purchase, but I don't care. It'll look good with my original series Enterprise. So I went with the prototype version. So you got about 2 weeks left on that if you want to back the Tomy K7 1/350 scale. What am I saying? K7 D7 Klingon battle cruiser. Get the prototype because it has more coloring on it. It's more paint work. It looks good. And be happy. Get whatever version you want, actually. But I got the prototype. Same ship, it's just painted better. They try to do that with lighting effects, green lighting effects when they filmed it, because they were saving money on the paint works, and probably something to do with how they were filming it. They were using blue screen back then, though. That's it. We are done with this one. I've rambled and bambled, stretching this out almost 50 minutes of your life you will never ever get back. Boom.